So good afternoon and welcome to Joe Martin Field, back for West Coast League action here in Bellingham, as it's a familiar face coming to town, a team we saw not too long ago. In fact, the last time you saw a league game here at the Joe, it was the Port Angeles Lefties against the Bellingham Bells, and that's the matchup we've got on tap for you here on this Friday afternoon. A three-game set beginning here tonight, a 4:35 early start time. We got a live concert. Space Band is going to be performing post-game, so starting a little bit early to leave them some daylight. We'll have a normal 6:35 start time tomorrow because we have post-game fireworks, and then we have a 1:35 start on Sunday. So three-game set against the Lefties so far in this matchup. It's been all Bellingham Bells. Not really close through the first two series already that we have played against the Lefties. This is our third. Very rarely does this happen, but with the schedule allowing it, we're playing the Lefties a third time. And we're right now 6-0 against them. Swept them on the road back from the 16th and 18th in June. And then the next week here at home, swept them again from the 23rd to 25th. Now here on July 10th, going to be kicking off our third series against the Port Angeles Lefties. And it hasn't just been a struggle for them against the Bellingham Bells in the matchup. On the season, Port Angeles just 7-25. They're bottom of the North, sitting in 8th. The Bellingham Bells, third in the North. We're 20-13. Our last three non-league wins have not applied to our record, so we've got a chance to add to our win column here today and over the next three games against Port Angeles before the Bells go on the one-day break on Monday, and then they're going to be right back here for three more non-league games. But this is our non-league action that we're squeezing in here in the start of July, and it's a Friday, so you know what that means. It's Charlie Decker's start day. Charlie Decker, the junior from the University of Puget Sound, is one of the Bells' 5 All-Stars. In fact, Bellingham had 5 All-Stars selected this year to the West Coast League's All-Star game, and 4 of those position players, in fact, all of those position players we're going to see today in the starting lineup, and we're also going to see Decker on the mound getting the start. And man, he's been good so far for your Bellingham Bells. By far the best starting pitcher that we have, and when you just look at the stats for him, a 2.05 ERA for Charlie Decker, 3-0, his perfect record through 5 starts, and he's tossed over 30 innings. And it's interesting because he doesn't do it as the modern pitcher. It's more of an old school approach, I guess you could say. He's not striking a lot of guys out, is what I'm trying to say. He's got only 14 strikeouts, but he's only allowed 6 walks. He's really controlled the base paths. A batting average of just 162 against him. So he's been good on the summer, and, you know, one of the All-Star selections, the only pitcher, and we'll see how he performs today against the Port Angeles Lefties. Decker so far this season coming from the University of Puget Sound, his first West Coast League summer, a couple of seasons in the California Collegiate League for him before coming here to the WCL. And on the year, he has faced the Port Angeles Lefties just from the dugout. He has never thrown against them so far, although we have played them twice. No Friday matchup has fell on the matchup between him and the Lefties. So he'll get his first look at Port Angeles. It's kind of a good thing, I would say, because, you know, when you're seeing a team for the third time, it's going to be a lot more successful for the hitter, you would assume, just having seen the arm. So we'll see how that plays into a factor today. Charlie Decker will have his full arsenal ready to go against Port Angeles, and he's going to be dueling with Xander Cipher, a high school senior from Sumner who is committed to Hawaii Pacific University, part of the 4A state championship Sumner Spartan squad. Took a 7-0 win over Gonzaga Prep this past May, winning the 4A state title, and now here in Port Angeles doing his thing, now coming to Bellingham for a start to duel against the Bells' best starter on the year. Let's take you to last night's game, a win over Bombat Northwest. 5-2 win for Bellingham to cap off 3 straight non-leagues. The Bells last night got out to an early 2-0 lead in the first inning after the game's first run scored on an error. Matt Churchill then drove in the second run during the bottom of the first, so Lathan Haywood, the Bells starter, had an early lead, but he allowed 2 runs in the second inning that tied the game. Noah Cassidy delivered a solo home run to lead off the third inning to make it 3-2 Bellingham, and Haywood went on to finish 3 innings with 5 hits and a walk allowed for 2 runs. He struck out 1 batter and received a no decision. That's when Cedric Henderson took the ball for the 4th and 5th innings, which earned him the win. Henderson had 3 strikeouts and only allowed 1 hit. Frank Willius had a scoreless top of the 6th that featured 1 strikeout and a walk. And then the Bells got back to scoring with KG Hattori walking and stealing second base in the bottom of the sixth. Rashad Hayes then sent him home to make the lead 4-2. Following that, Will Crane had a perfect seventh inning on the mound. Zach Elsos took over for the eighth, only allowed one hit, had a strikeout. The game stayed 4-2 when Bellingham then added on to their lead on another Matt Churchill RBI, as it was now 5-2 after his second RBI of the game. Then we saw Nick Peterson make his return to the Bells after being a West Coast League All-Star in 2024. Locked down the save with the help of 2 strikeouts to finish off the 5-2 win. It was Churchill and Cassie both having 2 hits to lead the Bells. Cassie scoring 2 runs as he had a walk single and a home run. Hits also coming from Rashad Hayes, Dylan Moss, Dominic Keybon, Nate Johnson. They all had 1 hit. And, yeah, it capped off 3 straight non-league wins. A good momentum builder into the weekend here to face the Port Angeles Lefties. With our game beginning at 4:35 tonight, our first pitch, Charlie Decker will throw it. So we'll see how the matchup goes. We're going to take a quick step away, get our starting lineups when we come back, and hopefully the first pitch coming up on scheduled time here at 4:35. But we'll step away, starting lineups when we return.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Bellingham Bells hosting the Port Angeles Lefties for a league matchup here on this Friday afternoon. 4:35 should be the start time. The guys are taking the field right now. A little bit of a delay. We're waiting on some baseballs to get to the field to be able to play. So, yeah, we're going to go. Let's look at the starting lineups. Will Feltus, the leadoff man for the Port Angeles Lefties. He's going to play second base. Jordan Daniels follows him in right field with Ethan Wood batting third, the West Coast League All-Star. Caden Young, the catcher, doing the cleanup for the Lefties. Garrett Patterson, the DH, behind him. Sam Moore batting sixth, the former Apple Sock, now with the Lefties. Sam Matosic in center field, batting seventh. Caleb Campbell going to start at third, followed by Brady Sprague, the shortstop, finishing up the lineup for the Lefties. Xander Cipher, the starter. That'll match up against the Bells starting lineup. That is led off by Jaden Jackson in left field. Jake Lyle, the All-Star, will bat behind him at catcher. Nate Johnson gets a start at third and bats third in the order, with Noah Cassie cleaning up in right field. Aspen Alexander bats fifth behind him at second base, with Matt Churchill to start at first base, batting sixth. Dylan Moss going to DH and bat seventh. Tyler Pesky, the shortstop today, after playing left field yesterday, he's back to his normal spot, is going to bat eighth, and Dominic Keybon will be the starting center fielder. Charlie Decker is your starting left-handed pitcher for the Bellingham Bells. National anthems about to take place. Here's we've got the Lefties in town for a three-game set, getting started for game one of a three-game set. First pitch coming up next here on the Bells Audio Network.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org.
This is Charlie Decker. You're listening to Bells Radio. Go Bells!
A Friday night in Bellingham features a matchup between the visiting Port Angeles Lefties and your Bellingham Bells for the third time this summer. These two teams going head-to-head. Members of the West Coast League's North, and on pretty separate sides of the standings. The Lefties enter at 725, eighth in the North Division, while your Bellingham Bells are 20-13 with the third best record in the North. Charlie Decker getting the start, the junior from the University of Puget Sound, set to go for your Bells. The West Coast League All-Star so far this year has looked like, well, yeah, an all-star. Through 6 appearances and 5 starts, he's got a perfect 3-0 record. Deckard among starters is leading the Bells in ERA with just that 2.05, and he's done it by just limited base runners. You see the whip on your screen, an 0.72 for Decker through those 30 and 2/3 innings. It's not his strikeouts that are doing it. He's only got 14, but just the 6 walks and very little hits as well sprinkled around against Charlie Decker. So it'll be exciting to watch him start. So far, Fridays have belonged to the left-hander Decker, and he's delivered in them, rightfully earning an all-star selection along with 4 position players who we will all see in this game today. Jaden Jackson, Jake Lyle, Noah Cassie, and Aspen Alexander. On the other side of things, the lefties represented by 2 all-stars. Carter Enoch, he's on the bench for this one, but Ethan Wood at first base, an all-star. The All-Star game next week in Victoria on Wednesday the 15th. Home Run Derby on the 14th on Tuesday out on Vancouver Island. Lefties so far yet to take a game against Bellingham through 6 matchups. This will be the 7th of the year. 2 more across the weekend here in Bellingham as the Bells had 3 non-league games before now being back in WCL play. Early start time, we've got a post-game concert, but looks like we're going to get things going now after a small delay during warm-ups. We're looking for some of those Rawlings baseballs, the official game ball of the West Coast League. Decker's got one in his hand, about to take his third base side of the rubber stance and look in at the sign from Jake Lyle to face Will Feltus, the leadoff man for the Lefties, to begin this Friday night action here in the WCL. First pitch of the ball game is inside from Decker, and he is going to hit the first batter that he faces. So a rare miss from Decker command-wise, and that'll put Feltus at first. Just the 4th hit by pitch issued from Decker on the summer. 6 walks and 16 hits against the left-hander. Not the start he was looking for in his very first pitch, as he'll be faced with an early base runner for the Lefties. Will Feltus gets on for Jordan Daniels, righty batting right fielder, yanked out of the on-deck circle to now bat. Now the sophomore from Citrus College, who is committed to Cal State Northridge. Strike 1 in from Charlie Decker. That one from Decker a miss, so now a ball and a strike. Looking at the season-long stats for Jordan Daniels so far with the Lefties, a .297 batting average in 22 games. Of his 19 hits, 3 have been for a double, 1 a triple, and 2 have left the yard. Swings and pops this one up to shallow right. Noah Cassie playing out there today for Bellingham, and he's got the first out in the first inning. Now steps up the West Coast League All-Star, 1 of 2 for the Port Angeles Lefties, Ethan Wood, a .324 batting average for him with the Lefties so far this summer. Through 30 games with Port Angeles, he's got 10 extra base knocks of his 36 hits, 7 doubles and 3 home runs with the team high in RBI 24. He'll bat here with a man at first after the hit by a pitch against Feltus. Strike 1 in on Ethan Wood. A good start to the at-bat in this lefty-on-lefty matchup against Wood, the sophomore from Regis University. Decker with another 0-1 that Wood lays off of away. It's ball 1. Decker this collegiate year, a .483 ERA with the Loggers of Puget Sound in NCAA Division III. 12 starts with UPS. 1-1 sliced foul off the left side for strike 2 against Ethan Wood. In 69 innings, he had just 45 strikeouts, allowed 25 walks. What he struggled with was, at times, giving up hard contact. 9 home runs against him. Now in a 1-2 with 1 out, he's home to Wood. Stays alive with another foul ball, but once again, late on the 85-mile-an-hour fastball from the lefty Decker. Decker set for another 1-2 pitch and 1 out. Man at first for the lefties. He's taken off. Jake Lyle's throw down to second. Pesky is in time for an out. Caught stealing from Jake Lyle. Pesky, a good job to apply the tag, and now 2 outs. Jake Lyle, obviously such a threat behind the plate. You don't want to run on this guy. Threw out 14 runners this season with Loyola Marymount. Guns down the second out here in the first inning. Now still 2 strikes on Wood. And this 2-2 is fouled off again. Jake Lyle now with 9 putouts on runners attempting to steal. Picks up number 9 here with the Bellingham Bells, catching Feltus. Ethan Wood in a 2-2. Foul ball again. This one bounced on the first base line, but it ends up rolling foul. Stays even, and Decker just looking for a way to put away Wood. Oftentimes has not come via a strikeout for Decker, just 14 in 30 innings, over 30 innings that he's thrown with Bellingham. A lot of weak contact, though. Right now in a 2-2, trying to find a way to put away the all-star, the batting average leader for these lefties. Batting third in the order with 2 outs in the top of the first. Decker set for another 2-out pitch. This one lined to center field. Incoming Romanik Kebon, and that'll drop in for a base hit in front of him. It's the first single of the game, and it comes with 2 outs for Ethan Wood. Caden Young getting the start as the catcher for the lefties here in this one. .270 is batting average right now with the lefties through 22 games, and even 20 hits. On those, he's got 6 doubles for 8 RBI. 2-out swing and miss at the first pitch from Decker. Strike 1. Oh, 1, and Young once again fooled. Oh, 2, and just missed. There's a swing and a miss from Caden Young, and Charlie Decker gets a strikeout to cap a scoreless top half of the first inning. Bells coming up to bat for the first time here on this Friday evening in Bellingham when we return.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Mar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Home half of the first inning here in Bellingham. It's the Port Angeles Lefties once again taking on your Bells. This is going to be the 3rd series between these two teams, the 7th game overall on the summer. Xander Seifer going to be the starting pitcher for the Lefties as he'll get set to go against the Bells lineup here in the bottom of the first. Seifer so far just 2 innings pitched with the Lefties coming out of Sumner High School. He's headed to Hawaii Pacific, and it has been a struggle so far for him through his first 2 innings. Just 1 start is where that sample size draws from, and it was a rough start for him against the Kamloops North Paws on July 3rd. as part of a 10-7 loss for the Lefties, in which he was credited with the loss. Started off the first 2 innings of the game, gave up 5 runs against the North Paws. He dropped that game to Kamloops after allowing 4 hits and 4 walks for the 5 runs scored against him coming across the second and third innings of the game. He did not get an out in the third inning, was pulled for Eddie Winkley. That was a series, though, where the Lefties were able to handle Kamloops aside from that 1 loss, and actually ended up taking the next 2 games from the North Paws, which earned Port Angeles their first series win of the year. Their only series win coming against Kamloops at the start of July. And see if Cypher can get a bounce-back start here against the Bellingham Bells. Jaden Jackson doing the leading off for your Bells. Lefties coming off of a 3-game set against Wenatchee. Very one-sided in that one. The Apple Sox swept the Lefties, taking those 3 games by a combined 35-7 scoreline. It was a 20-1 win to open the series for Wenatchee, a 10-3 win for the Apple Sox, and then 5-3 to earn the sweep as Jaden Jackson swings at the first pitch and tips a foul ball. And a Cypher right there with his 90-mile-an-hour fastball, the biggest flex for the high school senior out of Sumner. He's committed to Hawaii Pacific University, which is a Division II school. A fastball for strike 1 to get ahead of Jaden Jackson, the left fielder committed to UCLA here for your Bellingham Bells. And I'd like to say it's a good sign that we're seeing Jackson playing on Friday, because yesterday he didn't play. And, with kind of knowing where Jaden Jackson was viewed heading into the spring, having him have the commitment to UCLA but also be a big prospect as far as potential draft prospect, it's a good sight to see him on Friday, because you would have thought that, hey, if he thinks he's going to get drafted, probably would have gone home and maybe celebrated that. Or maybe he's just a grinder and wants to play, one last game on Friday and he'll fly out tonight. I sure hope that's not the case. Would love to see him play the whole summer in Bellingham. He's a heck of a talent. Right now down 0-2 as he gets a ground ball to the second baseman Feltis. He'll have the play routinely to finish the first out in the bottom of the first. And Jake Lyle now batting for the Bellingham Bells. Lyle, one of the Bells' 5 West Coast League All-Stars. Catcher out of Loyola Marymount. Done it on both sides of the ball so far as a Bell. We saw him throw out the runner in the top of the first, and as a hitter, he's been great as well. Jake Lyle on the season, 309 the batting average entering this one. These guys' stats have not been affected by the non-league games. They're exhibitions, so they don't count towards the season-long stats. So Jake Lyle still at that 309 batting average with the team high in RBI, a total of 29. Comes off of a sophomore year at Loyola Marymount where he hit just 177 in his 96 at-bats. Already 123 at-bats for the Bells, and so far successful, although on that swing he's not. Swing and miss for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike on the Bells catcher. Two and one, bounced in the dirt. Ball 3 to Lyle. Xander Cypher, after getting the first out against Jackson, trying to retire a second straight All-Star as Jake Lyle spoils the 3-1 to draw into a full count now against the Lefties starter. Three-two. On the outside, called for strike 3. Lyle did not agree. That's the first punch out for Xander Cypher. Lyle thought he got the walk. And now Nate Johnson, the third baseman, will bat with 2 outs in the inning. Sophomore from Tulane coming to the plate. League games played for Nate Johnson as a Bellingham Bell. The average just above 300 through 46 at-bats. Of course, those non-league stats not counting. from the last 3 days. Fouls away the first pitch for strike one. So Johnson among the team leaders in batting average. Bells as a team, third in the West Coast League with their .271 team average. Johnson hit in the knee, and he'll take first base on that. That's the 5th time he's been hit by a pitch. Second most on the team as he wears that one. Got such a large frame, you know, he's going to draw a lot more hit by pitches. Or it's just a randomness of luck, I guess. But, hey, a hit by pitch from both starting pitchers now in the first inning to give a base runner away. And lefties wasted theirs on a caught stealing. Nate Johnson not a threat to try and do that, you would assume. Noah Cassie to bat after homering last night. He's one of those guys that, yeah, 7 home runs in our heart, but just 6 on the overall stats for him. That batting average still unaffected over the last 3 days, batting the team high .330. Has got to be a candidate for the home run derby next week. He's an all-star, so he's already going to be out there, and you can just assume he'd be a selection. Be fun to see. I did ask him about it, said, hey, are you going to do it? And he says, well, if I'm selected, I'll do it. So I guess it just comes down to whoever's picking those names out of a hat. Would love to see Cassie do the home run derby. Two and one after that miss from Cypher. Man on first with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Lefty starter looking for a scoreless first. 2-1 breaker inside to Cassie and the third straight. Now 3-1. Three balls and a strike after hitting Nate Johnson. Noah Cassie fouls away that pitch to make it 3-2 and another full count. In the full count against Jake Lau, got a strikeout. Noah Cassie has been struck out 17 times this year. He's walked 11. Johnson will get an early jump with 2 outs in the inning. He's got a big lead off of first base. As payoff pitch comes home, Cassie fouls it back. So it stays 3-2. Johnson with that big lead off of first base. An early jump for him. Cassie trying to drive one to the corners, try and score a run. Here it is again to Cassie. That misses high, and he has good discipline to lay off of it for the walk.
Next up for your Bells from Grand Canyon University, second baseman, and 2026.
So he draws the walk. And brings up Aspen Alexander. Alexander, the final of 5 All-Stars we're seeing here in this game to come to the plate or take the hill. Alexander has been a good utility for Bellingham, playing the infield, second base mainly, and then the outfield, center field, and a couple of the corner spots. Batting average north of 300 for the GCU freshman Azabel. Among the team high in RBI and runs both. He fouls away the first pitch. He's also third in the team in home runs behind Cassie and Lyle with 6 and 4. He's got 3. Yet to see him launch one out of the park at home, though, as it is so hard to do here in Bellingham, a very pitcher-friendly park. Wind blowing in towards home plate today, as it always is. Saying that the wind is blowing in towards home plate at Joe Martin Field is like saying water is wet. Well, obviously it is. Lowest park factor in the WCL, according to Northwest Baseball Stats. Ball and a strike on Alexander. 2 men on for Bellingham in the bottom of the first. Xander Cypher, the starter for the Lefties, home with a 1-1 that Alexander swats out to center field, but straight to Matosic to finish a scoreless first inning for both squads. And we go to the second here in this Friday league matchup in
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Second inning here at the Joe. It's the first of three between your Bellingham Bells and the Port Angeles Lefties. After a scoreless first inning by both sides, Charlie Decker retakes the rubber for your Bells. Hit by pitch and a single against Decker in the first inning, but no damage. Had a strikeout as well to cap off a scoreless inning. Now faces Garrett Patterson. 277 hitter as the DH for the Lefties today. Swings in, hits this one out to left field. That'll be a base hit in front of Jaden Jackson. It's a leadoff single in the second inning. Garrett Patterson is 19th of the year. Sam Moore, a guy that, well, hasn't played so far for the Port Angeles Lefties, but we've seen him before at Joe Martin Field, if you can name the team he was on prior to the Lefties this summer. The Wenatchee Apple Sox started the 2026 season in the WCL with the Apple Sox, played 3 games, had 2 hits in that time. Played actually here in Bellingham, game 2 of the series where Bellingham and Wenatchee faced off, and he was 1 of 4 at the plate. Apple Sox released him, Lefties picked him up. He's a freshman from Lassen College. Gets his first game with Port Angeles. Throw over to first where Patterson is at. Patterson 2 steals on the year, yet to be caught. Charlie Decker, the lefty, of course, harder to run on if you're at first base. There's a swinging foul ball for strike 1. We're starting in left field for the Lefties in this one. Bell's defensive alignment today: the third baseman, Nate Johnson; the shortstop, Tyler Peschke; second baseman, Aspen Alexander; and at first, Matt Churchill. Left field is Jaden Jackson. Center field is Dominic Keebon, and right field is Noah Cassie, with Jake Lyle catching for Charlie Decker. Decker a glance at first where the runner Patterson's at after the leadoff single. And then Moore foul tips a 1-2 pitch to stay alive. A couple of swings from the left fielder to get him down in the count against Decker, the lefty. Decker, the lefty pitcher, not the lefty from Port Angeles. Ball and 2 strikes as he comes set. With no outs in the inning, Moore chases for strike 3 and strikeout number 2 for Charlie Decker. Striking out people is not the strength of Decker. 14 Ks entering the start, but hey, 2 already as the all-star pitcher for Bellingham has his first out in the second inning and a man in first. His game high for strikeouts was 5 against the Portland Pickles here at home. Did that in 5 innings. He had 4 strikeouts his last time on the hill a week ago at Nanaimo, tossing 5 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball. Struck out 4 Night Owls. That start locked him into that all-star position. You know, if he goes in last Friday and maybe, gives up 4 or 5 runs against the Night Owls, probably doesn't get the look for the all-star spot just because he doesn't have the K numbers. But you can't deny the whip in the ERA. Decker has made it work with Bellingham, and the best starter so far this summer. Matisich, foul ball on the 1-0. Ball and a strike with 1 out now in the center fielder. Matosic is out of Centralia College here with the Lefties this summer. .203 is batting average in 28 games with Port Angeles. He's driven in 11 runs. Foul tip on another swing from Matosic for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes. Decker set. Already 2 punch-outs for him in the start. This one a grounder to Pesce. Going to his right, a nice slide stop. A throw on a hop to Churchill at first. That is picked up on a hop from Churchill to secure the second out. No chance at a double play, but a nice defensive grab by Tyler Pesce to get the out. The base runner Patterson will move into scoring position off the out for Caleb Campbell. The third baseman, a .222 average on the summer for Port Angeles for him. He'll bat with 2 outs, and Lefties trying to score their first run of the game with a man at second. Patterson after his leadoff single. First pitch to Caleb Campbell is an inside miss from Decker. 6 runs driven in for Caleb Campbell, the third baseman for the Lefties. Decker a glance back at second base where Patterson's off of. The 1-0 is foul tipped for strike 1. One on the ground to the third baseman, Nate Johnson. His throw to Churchill is high, but a stretch from Churchill gets the out. So it'll be a scoreless second pitch by Charlie Decker, and the Bells trying to give their starter the lead when we come back in the bottom of the second.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Matt Churchill to do the leading off in the bottom of the second inning for Bellingham. Churchill at first base today. A couple of squeezes there, a pick and a stretch to finish off the scoreless top half of the second for Charlie Decker and the Bellingham Bells. Now he'll do the leading off, followed by Dylan Moss and Tyler Pesce coming up in the bottom of the second against Xander Cipher. Wind blowing hard here at the ballpark. You see even the center field camera hopping up and down a little bit. That's the wind. Strike 1 from Churchill and a foul ball. It's a 69-degree day here in Bellingham, partly sunny as it's peeking through the clouds right now. Churchill taking a late called strike against him, a low fastball. 0-2. Cypher's 0-2. Churchill lines to left field, but Sam Moore right there to grab it. That's the first out.
Next up for the Bells from Stanford University, designated hitter number 10,
Dylan Moss doing the DHing in tonight's game, and he'll come up to bat with one out in the bottom of the second. The Stanford commit here to bat for the Bells. Moss batting .250 with Bellingham this summer. It's been the catchers that have provided a lot of great depth for Bellingham. We've got three options, really, that can do a whole lot. Dylan Moss can catch. He's played some outfield as well, though not a natural outfielder. His athleticism has found him in center field a couple of times. They say he doesn't offer at that pitch, so it's 2-0. Then you have Matt Churchill, who can catch and obviously play first base. Jake Lyle only catches, but also slides into that DH spot when he's not behind the dish. All three catchers today in the lineup for Bellingham, and they're three of the best hitters we have on the team. Dylan Moss, a Stanford commit out of IMG Academy. 2 balls and a strike on him. That one misses low for ball 3. A walk and a hit by pitch so far for Cipher in the first inning, but no runs in to score just yet for either side. One strikeout for Cipher as well in the first, sitting down Jake Lyle, the aforementioned catcher. Now a 3-1 is fouled away from him for strike 2. Full count once again for Cipher, the pitcher. He's navigated through a couple of these, a walk and a strikeout from them, and this one will be a walk to Dylan Moss. So a 1-out free pass issued. Bellingham still without a hit, but their third baseman in the game off the starter. And Tyler Peschke, the shortstop. He will bat. Yesterday, Peschke struggled at the plate to an 0-4 clip, had a couple of strikeouts. 0-1 breaking ball for strike 1. Peschke on the summer, just a .207 batting average with Bellingham. Headed to UCLA from Cerritos College in California this past year, where he batted .400. It's been a stark contrast for him in the WCL so far this summer. And trying to find some success with the wood bat in his hands. He'll have the metal bat for UCLA, but purpose of the West Coast League is to provide an opportunity for these kids to try and get ready for their next step even after their college journeys, where they're going to be forced to swing wood bats. Moss going on the 1-1. High chopper from Peschke. No chance for a double play, but the shortstop Sprague's throw to first to Ethan Wood is the second out in the frame. And now Ramnik Kebon will bat. Kebon back in Bellingham here for another summer after 20 games in 2025. Kebon a big part of the postseason as far as those 5 playoff games that the Bells had to compete in to win the West Coast League Championship. Kebon batted .500 during the playoffs last year. And overall, a .364 average in 20 games for him. So he grounds this one to Wood, the first baseman. Underhand toss to the covering Cipher at first, and that'll finish a scoreless second for both sides. We're still even at nothing as we go into the third.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Into the third here on this Friday evening in Bellingham. It's a matchup between the Port Angeles Lefties and the Bellingham Bells. Scoreless so far through 2 innings in the 7th ever matchup between these teams this season. Of course, they've played plenty other times throughout their time being shared in the WCL. And Port Angeles Lefties, a member of the West Coast League. Well, you could say they're maybe a founding team. They stemmed from the Kitsap Blue Jackets, which were a founding team from 05 to 2016. But the Lefties have been around since 2017, playing out of Port Angeles. But they were basically the team that was moved from Kitsap to Port Angeles to bring baseball to Port Angeles, which is the highest level of baseball to be played in Port Angeles with the West Coast League out there. Aside from just high school ball, the Lefties are the best level of baseball to catch if you're out in Port Angeles. You could say the same thing for the Bellingham Bells. Right now, they're the highest baseball currently in the region, although there has been minor league baseball here at this ballpark. Everyone knows Ken Griffey Jr. played at Joe Martin Field, and that's because the Bellingham Mariners used to play here at Joe Martin Field. Plenty of different minor league teams called the Joe their home for a little bit. Most notably, though, and the longest tenure was the Mariners. As that's a line drive off the diving attempt from Tyler Peschke, and that'll be Brady Sprague's first hit of the game as he gets it just past the shortstop for a leadoff single in the third. Will Feltis to bat after being hit by a pitch on the very first pitch thrown from Charlie Decker in the start. Now we'll see the Yakima Valley freshman go to work for the second time. Last time we saw Feltis here at the Joe, he was debuting with Port Angeles, and since then, now with 11 games under his belt, he's got a .303 batting average as he drops down a bunt to Charlie Decker, who throws to first base in time. Sacrifice is laid down. Sacrifice in the third inning. Lefties trying to manufacture a run here in the third. Daniels will come to the plate. Jordan Daniels had an awesome collegiate year with Citrus College. .368 batting average for him and just crushed the baseball. 14 doubles, 10 homers for 48 RBI, as well as 48 runs scored in the 45 games he played, and makes sense why he's headed to Division I with Cal State Northridge. Trying to deliver a big swing for the Lefties to take a lead here in the third with a man on second. .1-0 from Decker, swung on a miss by Daniels for strike one. Daniels, Citrus College was his second collegiate stop in the JUCO circuit. Played at Chaffee in 2025 for 42 games. Hit .388 in that time. Didn't have as many homers, but did hit 9 doubles. Only had 2 long bombs. That one is fouled for strike 2 on Daniels. Ball and 2 strikes. One-two from Decker to Daniels. He thought about going, and they say he did not. Bells do not agree. Lefties get the break. And Daniels himself now with a 2-2 count. Decker looking to find the put-away pitch in an even count. 1 out as a glance back to second, where Sprague is at. This one hit up the middle. Alexander there to play it from second base to first for the second out. Good positioning by Alexander to secure the second out in the top of the third, and Ethan Wood will try and drive in the game's first run. 65 RBI this collegiate season for Wood. Came across 51 games for Regis. Selected to the All-South Central Regional second team. 2 outs for the lefty-on-lefty matchup. Wood a foul ball on his first try. Strike 1. Wood had the first hit of the game in the first inning, but was left on base. Right now, 3 hits off of Decker, a single in each inning so far of his start, but in the first 2 at least, he's stranded those runners. Now with a man on third, trying to put away Wood, and on the check swing, he gets strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes against Ethan Wood, the all-star first baseman, the all-star pitcher on the mound for the 0-2. Fouled away. These two will be teammates representing the West Coast League North on Wednesday, July 15th, out in Victoria, Wilson's Group Stadium at Royal Athletic Park out in Vancouver Island to host the All-Star game this year. Forces a weak pop fly to the infield, and Tyler Peschke will put away the inning. Decker's got 3 scoreless, and we go to the bottom of 3, looking for run support for the starter when we return.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Bottom 3 at Joe Martin Field in Bellingham, Washington. A Friday matchup between the Bellingham Bells and the Port Angeles Lefties. There will be a Saturday game tomorrow, 6:35 the start time. Today was an early start. We got a post-game concert. Space Band is here. They're going to be performing out in left field. Not on the field, but we got a little pavilion up there where the fans sit on the grass hill and post-game concert. See if the Bells can get them a win before that. It's got to start with some runs, though, as Jaden Jackson swings at the first pitch and lifts it high out to center field. But back is Matisic, and he has the play for the first out. Jackson flies out to center on a big hard-hit swing. 98 miles an hour off the bat of Jackson there, but no good for a base knock, and Jake Lyle will bat with 1 out. Jake Lyle struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch. Called this for a strike on the outside against him. His first at-bat. He takes strike 1 on the first pitch from Xander Cipher. The starter so far 2 scoreless innings, 2 walks issued, and a hit by pitch, but yet to surrender a hit to Bellingham. That one just low and away from Xander Cipher for ball 1. Breaking pitch fouled away from Lyle, strike 2. Lyle out of Marin Catholic High School in California. First attended Cal State in Northridge in 2025 before this past year at Loyola Marymount. First time in the West Coast League for him, and a 1-2 coming home. Off the inside of his bat, just blooping out to shallow right. That drops in for a base knock, and Lyle has Bellingham's first hit here with 1 out in the third. So 2 different ways to play baseball. You hit a 98-mile-an-hour flyout from Jaden Jackson. That's an out. And then you have a 67-mile-an-hour blooper from Jake Lyle, and that's a hit. That's why we love the game. It's the first hit for Bellingham that comes in the third. Nate Johnson will bat with Lyle now at first. Johnson, both collegiate seasons for him at Tulane. 2025, played in 41 games. This last year, played in 50. Initially came out of Westlake High School in California. Comes from a very athletic family. His father, Kevin Johnson, made it to single A in the Montreal Expos farm system. His twin brother, Nolan, plays at Duke University, and his current teammate, Jack, is also his brother, as that ground ball hits off of Jake Lyle, and it'll be interference on the runner. Takes away a potential base hit. So Lyle will be off the base paths on the interference, but Nate Johnson will now be at first, and rally killer right there from the grounder on the out. Noah Cassie will now bat. Cleanup man had a walk in the first inning, but was left on base. Low and away to start the at-bat against the right fielder, Noah Cassie. He was selected to the All-Star game as an outfielder, despite being a primary first baseman. He's made some starts in right field, though. Want to know, back pick throw to Johnson at first, but he's there safely. Two straight misses to Cassie, though. A 2-0 count to him. 2 outs with a man at first after the interference call. Getting Jake Lyle off the base paths. Nate Johnson there. That one in there for a strike at 89 miles an hour. Two 2-1 to Cassie. He flies it up to the shallow right field air. Daniels running all the way in to put away the third out. And that's how we finish 3. We go to the 4th. Scoreless ball game so far, and a pitcher's duel heading into the 4th.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with Local Industrial Credit Union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. 4th inning in Bellingham, and the Bells have gone to their bullpen here. It's no longer the starter, Charlie Decker, out there. It will go down as now the shortest start for Decker, just 3 innings. Prior to this, he had never gone less than 4. His shortest was 4 2/3 innings, but early exit for Decker, as taking over for him will be J.J. Martinson, Edmonds College right-hander. So far, Martinson has made 4 starts for Bellingham, 6 total appearances, and through 19 and a third innings, Martinson has a 4.19 ERA. He's an even 2-2 record. He'll likely face a decision here as he'll pitch in the 4th and possibly the 5th, so could earn himself a win if the Bells take an early lead. But so far, runs have been hard to come by here in Bellingham. It's a scoreless first 3 innings by both teams. We are in the top of the 4th with Martinson taking over. 18 strikeouts for the right-hander and 19 in the 3rd innings pitch. Caden Young will do the leading off in the 4th inning. We apologize for the score bug maybe not being updated. Interference is a hard play to score, so they're just catching up a little bit there as far as the stats department goes. Martinson delivering strike 1 into Caden Young to start the top of the 4th inning. 0s on the scoreboard for the Lefties and Bells. Caden Young, the strikeout, 1 of 2 for Charlie Decker, who finishes 3 innings of his start with 2 strikeouts, no walks, and 3 hits allowed. This a grounder from Caden Young, and it'll be the first out for J.J. Martinson. Tyler Peschke puts him away to start the 4th. J.J. Martinson gets his first out. Now will face Garrett Patterson. First pitch swinging and shot out to right field. That one just gets under the glove of Cassie, but he stops it in front of him. And Patterson now has back-to-back singles attacking early swings. Shoots that one out to right. Sam Moore will now step up. One out and a man at first for Sam Moore. Might notice Moore batting from the opposite side. He's a switch hitter. Don't see that all too often. I feel like it's a dying art in baseball. I feel like there's less and less switch hitters in baseball now. Moore, one of them, though, was batting from the other side of the plate when he struck out against Charlie Decker, who was a lefty starter. So now with the righty J.J. Martinson up, he'll bat as a lefty. You see Moore practicing his swing right there after a throw over from Martinson, or look over. Got his first strike in on Moore. That one he misses away for ball 1 to the left fielder. Wonder if Decker is possibly pulled early because he's got the All-Star game on Wednesday, and he's been working through the summer as a Friday starter, and that's all he does. But with him going in the All-Star game on Wednesday, I wonder if that would change his start next Friday at Kamloops on the 17th. Maybe trying to manage the workload a little bit. Either way, we've got J.J. Martinson, who's used to throwing a good handful of frames for the Bells. Mentioned the 4 starts that he's made, 2 times out of the bullpen as well. He's trying to bounce back after a pair of rough outings during the Canada road trip. That foul tip from Moore keeps him alive at a 1-2. On the 26th of June at Victoria, he pitched just 1 inning in his start and gave up 6 hits for 9 runs. 5 of those runs earned, but still was by far the biggest struggle he had because up to that point he had only surrendered just 1 earned run. And we're talking about a guy that potentially, without having those 2 blow-ups in Canada, could have been an all-star as well with how he had performed up to the point before the Victoria and Edmonton appearance. In Edmonton, he gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, and not as bad. Managed it a little bit better through 3 2/3. That foul tip from Moore still alive. So on the season, the ERA sitting at 4.19 with 9 total earned runs against him and 19 in the 3rd innings. 1-2 breaking pitch misses for Martinson for ball 2. Made 10 starts and 5 relief outings for Edmonds College this freshman year. 65 total innings pitched for Martinson. Two balls and 2 strikes on Sam Moore with the runner at first. There's the swing and a miss that Martinson was hunting. The 90-mile-an-hour fastball foul tips into Lyle's mitt. And that's 2 outs in the 4th with the first strikeout for Martinson and the second in the game for Moore. He's now struck out as lefty and righty batter. Matosic now will bat after a ground out to the shortstop Peschke. Facing Martinson. Patterson the single off of first still. Decker, through his first 3 innings, allowed 1 hit in every inning, but it didn't matter. He left those hits on base all 3 times, and right now Martinson trying to do the same thing after the lefty's 4th hit of the game has Patterson at first. Matosic at the plate taking a called strike for his first pitch to him. 90 miles an hour from Martinson. Matosic had 27 games with Port Angeles last season, hit .274 in that time. Back pick throw from Lyle and the swiping tag late from Matt Churchill. Keep Patterson safely at first for the lefties. And a scoreless tie, top of the 4th. Breaking pitch, called for a strike. One and 2 on the slider, strike from J.J. Martinson. After the strikeout against Moore, now hunting another with a 1-2. Fouled back. Last summer, Matosic, 29 hits for the lefties in 27 games, 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Another move to first from Martinson. So far through 28 games, he's got just 15 hits for the lefties, so hasn't seen the same amount of success in his second West Coast League summer. Martinson's 1-2 home. Little slide step as it's shot out to right field. Cassie there to grab it out in right field for the 3rd out. Another man left on base for the lefties. Through 3.5, it's scoreless in Bellingham as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Bottom of the 4th inning in Bellingham, Washington. So far, pitcher's duel between Xander Seifer and Charlie Decker / J.J. Martinson as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning for Xander Seifer's 4th in his start. Aspen Alexander will do the leading off. So far for the starter for the Lefties, just 2 hits allowed against the Bellingham Bells. 2 walks issued, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 strikeout for Cipher. A great rebound for him after a struggle in his debut. It's kept the Bells in check so far here on this Friday evening. And Alexander swings at the first pitch and lofts it up behind home plate. The catcher with a look at it, and Young will watch it hit the top of the press box for strike 1. Alexander, West Coast League All-Star from Grand Canyon University after not playing this year. The Lake Stevens High School alum will be headed to Victoria to represent the Bells, one of 5 Bellingham Bells in the All-Star game. Oh, and 1. That'll be ball 1 to Alexander off the miss from Cipher. Breaking pitch is a strike. Strike 2 to Alexander. Yesterday, a win over Bombat Northwest for Bellingham in a non-league game. 5-2 the win for the Bells. Funny connection to Bombat and their development program is Xander Cipher, who strikes out Alexander here to start off the 4th inning. Cipher played for the Bombat Scout team in his upbringing. He was also a member of the Elevate Northwest Tridents, but played with Bombat's Scout team in 2025. That is not the same variation of teams that we saw yesterday. Yesterday was the 17U squad that was here. Just funny that there's that connection here with Cipher and the Lefties the day after we see Bombat playing here at the Joe. Breaking pitch gets Cipher ahead of Matt Churchill. First baseman flew out to left on his first swing, and that one a strike for a swing and a miss from Churchill. Cipher, the Sumner High School pitcher so far, has looked well in his second ever start as a lefty. 0-2 breaker is called for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks to start the 4th inning for Xander Cipher. And 2 outs for Dylan Moss coming up. Dylan Moss, the DH, was walked in his first at-bat, one of the 2 free passes issued from Cipher. Now 3 strikeouts for Cipher on the hill, 2 of them in this very inning. Dylan Moss taking a first pitch, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, low and away for ball 1. Sumner High School this year, 23-4, 15-4 record in the 4A South Puget Sound League. Went on to win the 4A state championship, beating Gonzaga Prep 7-0 down at Everett Memorial Field, or better known as Funko Field to some of you Aqua Sox fans. A chopper from Moss to the second baseman Feltus. Xander Cipher has himself 4 scoreless frames here in this Bellingham start as we head to the 5th. Zeros on the board here on this Friday night.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Into the 5th inning, and so far, stalemate between the Port Angeles Lefties and the Bellingham Bells, as J.J. Martinson will be back out there for his second inning of relief from the starter, Charlie Decker. Martinson, a scoreless 4th inning with just 1 hit allowed, had a strikeout as well. The biggest surprise, though, has been the matchup just being even so far, because through the first 6 times that these teams faced was all Bellingham. You look back in the month of June, the Bells had blowout wins of 8-1, 10-7, 17-2 against Port Angeles on the road. Then at home, 17-1, 8-3, and they also took a narrow 4-3 win as well over the Lefties. But the offense has not been there here so far in the July edition of this matchup here in the WCL North. As the bottom of the order, 8, 9, and 1 hitters come up for the Lefties, looking to stop this scoreless tie. Caleb Campbell will do the leading off. The Centralia College third baseman grounded out to his third base counterpart, Nate Johnson, in his first at-bat, now facing J.J. Martinson as he takes strike 1. Campbell, just like Martinson, out of college as part of the NWAC here in the Great Northwest. Centralia, a member of the NWAC West, where they were 9-15 in this year. Edmonds College of J.J. Martinson's squad, they were 25-5 in the NWAC North. Triton's a touch better than Centralia in plenty of different ways. Martinson off to a quick 0-2 start against Campbell. The right-hander's 0-2 is fouled away by Campbell. Caleb Campbell coming down to Washington State to play his collegiate ball. He's from Alaska. Spent the last 2 seasons with Centralia. In an 0-2, he bounces it to Tyler Peschke. Charging, throw to Churchill for the first out in the 5th. Peschke has been locked down defensively for the Bellingham Bells, playing the shortstop and third base spots for the Bells. And at the start of the season, maybe would have been tough to think that, because he struggled defensively for the first couple of weeks, as was the case with a couple of Bellingham Bells. But the 4 errors that Peschke had or the 4 errors that he has, majority of them through those first couple weeks of the season, but now has just been a solid glove playing the keystone of the infield spot. Here's the Lefties shortstop, Brady Sprague, in a 1-1 count after that called strike on the slider from Martinson. 1-1. Fastball misses low to Sprague. The sophomore from Corbin University, only 2 at-bats this year. He was hitless in that time, but was used off the bench as well, scoring 4 runs. He's a two-way player, with the majority of his collegiate work this year coming on the mound in 60 2/3 innings pitched. It was his first year at Corbin after starting his career at Big Bend Community College, where he got 7 at-bats without a hit, but was used once again more as a pitcher, 21 2/3 innings. Starting shortstop for the Lefties is struck out there looking as Martinson dials up the low fastball to get his second strikeout, and there's 2 outs in the 5th inning. Back to the top of the order, and Will Feltus laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd after being hit by a pitch in the 1st. Now comes up in the 5th in a 0-0 tie. Swing and a miss from Feltus on the first pitch. He chases the changeup for strike 1. Feltus at Yakima Valley, .341 hitter in 40 games. Shoots it out to right field for Cassie. Back to his left, just off the right of your screen for the 3rd out. 1-2-3 perfect inning tossed by J.J. Martinson. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, someone trying to break this scoreless tie.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Halfway home in the ball game here on this Friday night in Bellingham. It's headed to the bottom of the fifth in a scoreless tie between the Port Angeles Lefties and your Bellingham Bells, as Tyler Peschke will do the leading off in the bottom half of the fifth inning for Bellingham. Perfect fourth inning thrown by Xander Cipher, his first perfect frame in the fourth, facing the minimum with 2 strikeouts to his name in that fourth. Now three strikeouts in the start through 4 innings for the right-hander. He's given up just 2 hits and 2 walks against Bellingham. Tyler Peschke taking a breaking pitch for strike 1. Peschke a ground out to the shortstop Sprague in his first at-bat. Breaking pitch got him to pop up to the right side of the infield. Feltis being called off from the right fielder Daniels. Makes the grab right near the infield dirt for the first out. Dominic Keybon, the center fielder, bottom of the order hitter today for Bellingham, and a ground out to the first baseman in his first at-bat. The University of Washington commit after a year with Nevada, a very effective year with the Wolfpack, who were just 24-27 in the Mountain West, having a 13-11 conference record. He's headed to the Big Ten in UW. Keep on fouling away the fastball at 88 for strike 2. 342 the average for Keybon this collegiate year. He's been an average merchant for his collegiate career when you look at his time at Lassen College. 370 average in 2025, and then at Lassen as a freshman, 399. Bellingham Bell hit 364 during the 2025 season, and now here back. This is his first league game back with the Bells, so finally stats to count to his name. Played all 3 non-league games for Bellingham as he gets situated in the outfield. Bells without a couple other outfielders right now. We lost Jorge Oliveira Gutierrez to injury for the rest of the year, but Bryce Johnson has been on the bench after playing in Nanaimo his last time, as there's a grounder to Feltis at second for the second out. Lineup card will turn over to the top of the order in Jaden Jackson. Jackson, the UCLA commit, taking the first pitch for a looking strike 1. Member of the 18U Team USA team that won a gold medal at the U18 Baseball World Cup most recently, as he shoots a base hit out into right field where Daniels will field it, but Jackson has himself a 2-out single in the 5th inning for Bellingham. A bit of life after 6 straight were retired from Xander Cipher. Across the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings, and Jake Lyle will bat with Jackson at first. Jackson, dangerous man when he gets on base. We saw him in the matchup against the Everett Merchants have 3 hits, 2 steals, and 3 runs scored. He was getting on base with a single. He was stealing second, and then whoever was batting behind him was sending him home. See if Lyle could do that to give the Bells the lead here in this tie scoreless game. It's 0s in the bottom of the 5th. I think it's the longest we've gone so far this summer without a run being scored from either team. After a pickoff move to first base where Jackson's at. Xander Cipher looking back there. Definitely a threat to run. 2 outs, the pitch gets away from the catcher, and Jackson doesn't even have to swipe it back. He'll take it on the wild pitch. They'll score it actually as a pass ball on Young, the catcher, so he moves up into scoring position. Jackson moves up into scoring position for Lyle. The team leader in RBI, looking to come through here in the bottom of the 5th. 29 RBI for Lyle. "15 runs scored, and Lyle gets plunked in the hand. Takes the 88-mile-an-hour fastball right off. I think it actually was the elbow guard that it hit. So it'll be the second hit batter from Xander Cipher. And now runners at first and second. For Nate Johnson, who's been on base both times, a hit by pitch and a single. On his single in the 3rd, it led to an interference play. But he still earns a hit in the box score for that. So Bellingham now with 3 hits, Johnson with 1 of those. After a quick meeting from Young up to his pitcher, Xander Cipher, he'll face Nate Johnson, the lefty batting third baseman. Johnson used to be a switch hitter, but has switched to only batting from the left side since. Made that change prior to coming to Bellingham during his time with Tulane. First pitch to Johnson, ball 1 on a fastball away from the lefty. Cipher's 1-0. Sliced away foul from Johnson. Strike 1. Nate Johnson, 5 runs driven in on 14 hits this summer. Where he's produced with Bellingham has been in the runs scored column. 12 runs scored so far through 13 games, but he's trying to do the driving in. He's got the second least RBI on the team, only second least to Brandon Leone, who has only played in 5 games since suffering a small injury. One of those outfielders that we're without right now. Two balls and a strike, the count on Johnson. Runners at first and second with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Scoreless 0-0 tie. As the pitch is wide to Johnson, and now a ball away from the bases being loaded for Noah Cassie, the dangerous slugger for Bellingham. Cipher has to attack Nate Johnson here with this 3-1. That taken for a high, strike 2. So full count on Johnson, that 6'5" frame being the detriment to that called strike. Runners will get a head start in the 3-2. Cipher home, runners go. Johnson popped up to the infield. Cipher calling it off, and the pitcher will have it himself to make the play to end a scoreless 5th inning. So 2 left on, 1 in scoring position for Bellingham. We head to the 6th, 0s here at the ballpark.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Sixth inning in Bellingham, and it's scoreless between the Bellingham Bells and the Port Angeles Lefties as J.J. Martinson returns for another inning of relief. Kind of like a piggyback situation going on here. The starter, Charlie Decker, going the first 3. Martinson maybe going the next 3, and maybe another arm going the final 3. What do you call that if there's 3 arms that toss throughout a game? Just a bullpen game? Anyways, besides the point, it's top of the 6th inning. It'll be Daniels to lead things off for the Lefties. Anyone's ball game here. It's been the Lefties out hitting the Bells 4-3, but the score still even at 0 apiece. Martinson so far has looked well in his first 2 innings of relief. Just 1 base runner across the 2 frames, 2 strikeouts, and he's coming off of a perfect 5th inning. Gets a foul ball swing from Daniels to start off the 6th. Daniels 0 of 2 in this game. Fly out in the first, ground out in the second. Faces J.J. Martinson for the first time. After the 0-1 start, the right-hander's pitch. Shot out the opposite way to shallow right. Cassie was in at first and now backs up but makes the catch right at the foul line off the right of your screen for the first out. Ethan Wood, the first baseman, picked up a knock in his first at-bat, but popped up to Tyler Peschke, the shortstop, in his second. So 1 of 2 as he steps in with 1 out in the top of the 6th. With 1 out, he swings and fouls away the first pitch for strike 1. Plenty of action across the West Coast League during this weekend. It's all league games being played. Every team playing a ball game in the WCL. As Wood shoots away another foul ball. Thing is, we had such an early start time here at the ballpark that we're the only game really along. Most games begin at 6:35, and it looks like actually no other games have even started in the WCL tonight. So the only action right now live on WCL Live. We hope you're watching us from wherever you are around the world. It's Ethan Wood at the plate in an 0-2. Looking like it's going to be a nice finish here maybe in Bellingham. So far, a pitcher's duel between the starter for Port Angeles and the last 2 arms for the Bells, Charlie Decker and J.J. Martinson, going at it with Xander Cipher of the Lefties. The 2-out pitch to Wood misses wide. 2 strikeouts for Martinson so far in 2 innings. 1 K in each of the frames he's thrown in relief. Ethan Wood, the lefty batting first baseman, in a 1-2 count with 1 down. Martinson's toss. Upstairs chase, but a foul ball. So he went to get that fastball and was late on his swing. Sitting slider. And stays 1-2. We do have some unconventional matchups tonight, though. Bend Elks at Nanaimo. The Edmonton Riverhawks hosting the Marion Berries. That's a long journey from Salem up to Alberta. Sure, once those games get underway, we'll keep you posted with all the scores. Although by the time they start, with the way this pitcher's duel is going, might even be out of the ballpark. Post-game concert today, Space Band is going to be performing. Tomorrow night, our firework night, 2nd of the year. It's also Wiku night at the park. One of the biggest sponsors of the Bellingham Bells. Introduced a new thing this year, the Wiku Bells card. It's like a Bells card that you can earn points through by purchasing stuff, and it also supports the Junior Bells, as this is a fly ball to Noah Cassie from Wood for back-to-back putouts for the right fielder. 2 outs to start the 6th. Caden Young, the catcher, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out so far in the game. He will face Martinson for the second time, as now this will be the second time Martinson has faced these order of the lefties. It's the cleanup man Young who led off the 4th inning when Martinson came out of the pen, relieving Charlie Decker's 3 scoreless innings. So far, Martinson matching just that, out away from doing the same, although he's doing it with a lot less base runners. Decker allowed 3 hits and 1 hit by pitch. Did not have a walk, and right now Martinson yet to walk a batter, but did give up his 1 hit in the 4th inning against Patterson. Two straight misses to Young, and that one's flown out to left field. Jackson running back for it, and that's the 3rd out. 8 straight retired by J.J. Martinson in relief, and to the bottom of the 6th, the Bells looking for runs for their great pitching. The offense needs to come through when we return.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Bottom 6 here at Joe Martin Field. It's 0-0 between the Bellingham Bells and the Port Angeles Lefties. Out there will be the starter once again, Alexander Cipher, going for a 6th inning of his start. 73 pitches for the righty for the Lefties, and he's looked great so far. Just the 3 hits allowed. Has worked around some traffic. Bells had a runner in scoring position in the 1st, 2nd, and now 5th inning, but no runs of damage done. He'll head into the 6th inning with 3 strikeouts to his name, 2 walks, 3 hits, and 2 hit by pitches surrendered against Bellingham, as it'll be the heart of the order coming up for your Bells. Noah Cassie doing the leading off, Aspen Alexander to follow, and Matt Churchill the 3rd to come up in the batting lineup for the 6th inning. Looking to break this even scoreless tie. Pitching has been great on both sides. Bells would love to give their arms the lead. Noah Cassie, when he leads off an inning, well, can be a dangerous man. Yesterday, a leadoff homer against Bombat Northwest. Half of his homers on the year coming when he served as a leadoff batter. He takes ball 1 inside, and the bottom of the 6th begins with ball 1 to the right fielder, Cassie. A walk and a fly out for Cassie as he foul tips strike 1. Drew a walk in the 1st inning against this starter, Cipher. Bellingham Bells sitting at 20-13 right now in the West Coast League's North Division. They're 3rd behind the Kelowna Falcons and the Wenatchee Apple Sox. That breaking ball is bounced weakly out into left field as Cassie gets the leadoff single that can potentially start the run-scoring inning for Bellingham. Just a blooping 79 miles an hour on that ground ball from Cassie's bat to get a leadoff single in the 6th, then bring up Aspen Alexander. Alexander searching for his first hit as Cassie just gained his. Now 4 hits from each team. Strikeout and a flyout for the Bells' second baseman out of Grand Canyon University. Bunt being shown by Alexander as the Bells try to play some small ball here with runs being so hard to find. It'll be a sacrifice from Alexander laid back to the pitcher. And the first out moves Cassie up into scoring position. Bells going with the old school approach here in the bottom of the 6th to try and break the tie. Matt Churchill has been one of the best run driving in hitters on the Bellingham Bells so far in the summer. Yesterday picked up 2 RBI with his 2 hits against Bombat. Also had 2 runs driven in against the Everett Merchants in a 2 of 3 day. Productive non-league showings for Churchill. Now here in the bottom of the sixth, man on second. He takes the first pitch for an inside strike. He's 0 of 2 in the game so far, fly out and a strikeout looking. Slugger out of Puget Sound, a logger. Cypher's 0-1 from the hill, hits Churchill in the back. One out hit by a pitch to put two men on for Bellingham here in the sixth. With a game 0-0, Dylan Moss has a chance to give Bellingham the lead. The designated hitter walked in the second inning and grounded out in the fourth. Now he comes up for the third time looking to deliver the biggest swing of the game thus far. No offense across from either side. Through 5.5 innings, a scoreless game here in the Pacific Northwest. Moss, the Stanford catcher, DHing in the game tonight. And with one out, Xander Cypher, the right-hander, looking back at that leading run. Noah Cassie at second base. Dylan Moss fouls away the first pitch for strike one. Moss, one of the top catchers for his 2026 class coming out of IMG Academy. Headed to the Division I Stanford University. A quick stop in Bellingham throughout this summer. Been an everyday player for the most part for the Bells. He takes ball one and wide. Good job by Young to get there to glove it. Kept the two runners from advancing an extra 90 feet. That distance so important to the lefties holding on to the scoreless tie. Ball and a strike home to Moss. Half-hearted swing for strike two. Catcher Young took it off the mask a little bit, so he'll reset. Umpire will fetch some new balls from that kid from the Bellingham Bells first base dugout. The Rawlings Baseball, the official baseball of the West Coast League, a new partnership this season. Cypher's got one of those in his hand. Looking in at the sign from his catcher Young as he puts the ball in the glove. 1-2 the count with men at first and second. One out pitch home to Moss. Swings and misses for strike three, and that's a punch out for the second out in the bottom of the sixth. Fourth strikeout for Xander Cypher so far in the start. Now Tyler Peschke will try and give the Bells the lead, but he's got to do it with two outs. Bottom six in a 0-0 game between Port Angeles and Bellingham. First of three games between these two North Division teams. It's the 7th overall meeting this summer for them. Third series between the Lefties and Bells. Second time that they've had a three-game set here in Bellingham. Peschke can't get the fastball for strike one as he swings through it. Peschke 0 of 2 in the game, a ground out to short and a fly out to right field. Right-handed batting shortstop trying to have a clutch hit for his first knock. 0-1 to him off the inside of his bat, going to the shortstop Sprague. A throw to first in time to strand two more base runners for Bellingham, and we stay even at zeros as we head into the seventh.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Into the 7th, yet to have a run in the game here on this Friday night edition of West Coast League Baseball. It's the Bellingham Bells and Port Angeles Lefties tied at 0-0. J.J. Martinson so far through 3 innings of relief, just one base runner against him. It was a hit against the guy who's going to be doing the leading off for the Lefties in the 7th, Garrett Patterson. The designated hitter, a pair of knocks, as he's got half of Port Angeles' hits so far with a total of 4 for the team. He's got 2 singles. And Patterson taking the first pitch from Martinson for ball 1. Sophomore from Citrus College so far finding success in a night where offense has not been easy to come by for either team. But it's really been the pitching coming through with the starter, Xander Cipher, for the Lefties working around traffic in what feels like every single inning. But without that, just the Bells still scoreless. Martinson on the other side of things has limited his traffic, although right now behind 3-0 on Garrett Patterson. And in jeopardy of a leadoff walk to start the 7th for Port Angeles, where it feels like the first team to score might be the one that wins this one. Strike 1 into Patterson. Martinson needed it, and he went to his fastball high at 86 miles an hour. Now comes home a 3-1 to the DH, who swings through strike 2 on a foul tip off of his wood bat. It'll be a full count. Martinson threw the exact same pitch. Patterson this time saw it and couldn't square it up, so now we'll have a full count after being up 3-0 in the count. (3-2). Breaking pitch, crushed but foul on an early swing from Patterson. .392 hitter with Citrus College this year. Garrett Patterson, his sophomore season after beginning his career at UC San Diego in 2025. 3-2 to him, and he misses on his swing. He'll go down via a strikeout. So from a 3-0 count to a punch-out for J.J. Martinson, and he's got 3 strikeouts to start off the 7th inning. Gets his first out with a swinging K against Patterson, who had tagged him for a hit his last time. Sam Moore looking to avoid a strikeout for once. He struck out swinging in both of his first 2 plate appearances as a Port Angeles lefty in this game. The switch hitter batting from the left side. We'll see Martinson for the second time. Low and inside miss. Martinson, his fastball up to 90 miles an hour there. Pulls off some velo for ball 1. A deep breath from the number 12 right-hander for his 1-out pitch. That's lined up the middle for a bouncing base hit into center field. Keybon will get the ball back into the infield, but Moore has his first hit of the game, the 5th by the Lefties, and a 1-out single in the 7th inning to put that go-ahead run at first base. Bells have had their go-ahead run on the base paths in nearly every inning and getting them into scoring position in about half the innings we've played, but the Lefties have kept Bellingham from scoring. J.J. Martinson will try and do the same, but to the Lefties. As Matosic bats, he's 0 of 2, a ground out and a fly out for the center fielder. A 1-out take in strike 1. Martinson set with a man at first. 1 down in the 7th and a pickoff throw to first base. Close there at the bag, but they say he's safe. Matosic now set to receive the 1-0 again. Martinson has his sign. Short lead off of first for Moore, but another throw over. So still 0-1 on the center fielder. Awaiting that second pitch of his at-bat. Martinson does come home, and Tosic just flares it out to left field. Jackson in, but it's not going to be able to get there on a one-hopper base hit. That one just nearly broke the bat, it seemed like. How far inside of the wood it was on Matosic. The 67-mile-an-hour blooping hit off his bat is good for a single to put a man into scoring position for the Lefties. For the first time since the third inning, they've got a base runner at second base. And that's the go-ahead run in the seventh against J.J. Martinson, who's now surrendered 3 hits with back-to-back coming in this seventh with 1 out. Now Caleb Campbell tries to give the Lefties the lead. 0 of 1 with a pair of groundouts to the left side of the infield, retired by the third baseman and shortstop of Bellingham. The infield playing back for the double play. There's a swing and a miss from Campbell. A 1 from Martinson, shot out to right center field. This another hit for the Lefties headed to the gap. That's going to score both these base runners. As for a double is Campbell, easily standing, and a 2-0 lead for the Lefties. On 3 straight hits with 1 out in the seventh, Port Angeles is pulled in front of Bellingham late in the ball game. Martinson, 3 scoreless innings featuring the 5th and 6th where he was perfect. It only allowed one base runner through his first 3, but after retiring the first man in the 7th, it's been 3 straight hits off of him to bring in 2 runs. And Jim Clem, the pitching coach, will be out to talk it over with the Bellingham Bells right-hander. That one off of Campbell's bat, a 97-mile-an-hour screamer to the right center field gap that was good for a double, the first extra base hit of the game for the Lefties. And it came for 2 RBI for Campbell. Campbell on the season had just 2 doubles to this point through 17 games and only 6 RBI, but he just picked up a third of his RBI total on that 2 RBI double. And he's given the Lefties a 2-0 lead here in this narrow game. And as mentioned before, felt like whoever takes the lead first might win this thing. The Lefties sure would hope that can happen because right now they're 0-6 against the Bells on the summer. Bellingham has swept them at home. They've swept them on the road. But here in the July edition of the Lefties-Bells matchup, it's Port Angeles leading 2-0 in the top of the 7th inning with 1 out and a man at second. After the mound visit, it'll be the bottom of the order hitter, Brady Sprague, try and keep the rally going for the Lefties. Finally a score on the scoreboard as the Lefties have posted 2 thus far in the 7th. Flashing the bunt on a 1-out pitch home, and it's strike 1 to Sprague. The shortstop is 1 of 2 with a single and a strikeout. A 1 miss low. Brady Sprague takes ball 1. One pitch from the right-hander. Inside breaking pitch that just missed for ball 2. Sprague out of Centralia High School here in Washington. A first-team All-League selection in his junior and senior seasons. The 2-way shortstop out of Corbin. And a 2-1 count with a man at second. Swing and a miss. Back pick throw to second base. Throw beat the runner, but the tag late because the throw was a bit high. So it's just strike 2 and still the man at second, Campbell. After his 2 RBI double. Give the Lefties a 2-0 lead. Fouled off from Sprague to stay even in his count. Lefties riding a 3-game losing streak after being swept by Wenatchee. Looking to snap that here. They've taken an early lead, or At this point, it's not even an early lead. It's a late lead from the Lefties against the Bells. The game's gone by so fast, it feels like, with limited base runners. Not a lot of walks from these pitchers, and obviously no runs until the 2 across here in the 7th. 3-2 the count on Brady Sprague. Martinson on the bump. His payoff pitch is swung on and missed, and a strikeout for Martinson. That gets him his 4th. Second out in the 7th. Man on second for the leadoff batter, Will Feltus. Feltus 0 of 1, hit by pitch, sac bunt, fly out. The night on the box score for him. Lefty's second baseman batting with 2 outs and a man at second base. 2 runs in for the Lefties in the frame off of J.J. Martinson. Now 7 hits in the game for Port Angeles as Feltus chases the changeup low for strike 1. Oh, and 1 as Martinson comes set. Feltus on the ground to the right side. It's Churchill at first himself for the 3rd out, but the damage done for the Lefties. It's 2-0 the lead for Port Angeles as we stretch.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. New pitcher for the Port Angeles Lefties, now holding a 2-0 lead in the ball game over the Bellingham Bells, and it's David Zambelli taking over as the California Lutheran University right-hander. He relieves the starter, Xander Cipher, who exits 6 innings of work, and man, they were dominant. All scoreless 6 innings for him. He's in line for a win if the score holds as it is. 3 hit-by pitches allowed for Cipher in his start. He walked 2 batters and only gave up 4 hits. 4 strikeouts for the Lefties starter, and now Zambelli relieves him with the game in his hands. 2-0 the lead for Port Angeles. The bottom of the order hitter, Ramnik Kibon, to lead it off for Bellingham in the 7th. First pitch is inside as the right-hander out of Francis Parker High School gets the relief outing here in the 7th. Zambelli from San Diego, attending California Lutheran University, as Kibon tags him for a leadoff hit. This one to the gap. Kibon trying for 2 as here comes a close throw to the second base bag, but it's dropped out of the glove by Brady Sprague, and the shortstop couldn't apply a tag. The throw well in front of Kibon, but it's a double. So a leadoff double, a great answer to a 2-run top of the 7th by Port Angeles. And now you've got a man in scoring position for the top of your order, and for Jaden Jackson, who's 1 of 3. This past season, Zambelli, 12 1/3 innings with Cal Lutheran, .657 the ERA in 8 relief appearances. Jackson takes strike one. He allowed 18 hits and just 5 walks for his 9 runs scored against him. Had 10 strikeouts in that time. As Jackson flies it to right field for Daniels. Maybe a chance for Keybon to tag, and he will go. Daniels with a rocket of a throw that's cut off by Sprague, the shortstop. So a productive out from Jackson. Now you have a base runner looking to score with only 1 out on third base. And a sacrifice fly ball just like what Jackson hit from Jake Lyle would get the run in. Jake Lyle had a walk-off sacrifice fly for Bellingham during the home opening series against the Wenatchee Apple Sox to take the series finale. Zambelli has not thrown with the lefties this year, and Lyle will get the first run of the game on one swing against the righty. A base hit up the middle from Jake Lyle, the Bells catcher, to make it 2-1. And the tying run now at first for the Bellingham Bells. Great answer in the 7th here as the bats have woken up, seeing the lefties pull ahead 2-0. And now Nate Johnson bats as the go-ahead run for Bellingham in the bottom of the 7th. Nate Johnson, a foul ball and a cut for strike one. Oh, and 1 missing low to the Bells third baseman, who was looking for a big swing here. Johnson in the day, just a single and a hit by pitch. Popped up to the pitcher in his last time. A couple of low strikes from Zambelli for a 2-1 count on Nate Johnson. 2 runs in the top of the 7th from the lefties. Bells have gotten 1 across in the bottom of the 7th. They trail 2-1 with 1 out man at first. Foul tip from Johnson for strike 2. Even 2-2 count on Johnson with 1 out in the bottom of 7. Zambelli's first inning of relief after the starter went 6 deep. Foul tip from Johnson on top of it with his swing. Double from Keybon to start the inning after a flyout that moved Keybon up to third base from Jaden Jackson. It was an RBI single from Jake Lyle. And the Bells' first run of the game on the board. Now a 2-2 in the dirt. Caden Young looking back Jake Lyle at first base. As the count now 3-2 ahead of Noah Cassie in the on-deck circle for Bellingham. There's another pickoff move to first base, but Jake Lyle's still there. Three-two Lyle going. Johnson ropes it down the first base line, but foul. As he just pulled it. So he'll stay in the full count, 3-2. Tying run at first, go ahead run at the plate. 3-2 the count for Nate Johnson. Zambelli looking for his second out in the inning. Lyle going again. Johnson off the inside of his bat just flares it to shallow center, and on the hit and run, Lyle's going to be doubled up. That's an easy throw to first base for a double play. Bells get 1 back, but it's 2-1 for Port Angeles, the lead as we head into the 8th.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. It's the 8th inning. The Bellingham Bells have chipped away one of the 2 runs that the Lefties scored in the top half of the 7th with a run of their own in the bottom. But now Everett Swaim will take over, trailing in the game 2-1. The Lefties lead. Swaim making his 7th appearance of the Bellingham Bells summer. 10 to 3rd innings pitched so far for now the 3-time Bellingham Bell. A couple of appearances for the Bells in 2023 and 2024, and now back for the 2026 season following a junior season at Abilene Christian University. He's headed into his senior season there after 4 1/3 innings pitched as a junior. Gave up 10 runs on 13 hits and 5 walks in his college season. But he's back in Bellingham where he's found some success throughout his career. On the season, it's a .435 ERA for Swaim, as he will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters of the Lefties, with Port Angeles looking for their first win against Bellingham in 7 matchups this year. It's been 2 straight sweeps by the Bells when these 2 teams face off, but right now the Lefties in the driver's seat trying to earn the win, and Everett Swaim will try and keep this at a 1-run game in the 8th inning and try and get the offense back up there after scoring a run in the 7th. Hope to rally for Bellingham, now facing the Lefties bullpen following a 6-inning start by Xander Cipher. Strike 1 in from Swaim to get him started. 10 1/3 innings pitched. Swaim has surrendered 10 hits and 3 walks for 7 runs, just 5 of them earned. And has 8 strikeouts during his time. He gets a first pitch fastball in on Daniels for strike 1, but misses low with that same pitch for ball 1 on the right fielder out of Port Angeles. Daniels initially from Ramona High School in Riverside, California. One as he goes to his breaking pitch. A slider from Swaim that misses for ball 2. Two balls and a strike. Swaim wearing the number 21 as the right-hander throws home. Weak pop-up to shallow right field, but danger as it heads towards the foul line. Alexander running over there to make a basket catch, and he's got the out. Just off the right side of your screen, the second baseman, Alexander, hustled over to nab the out in foul territory and help his pitcher, Everett Swaim, out to the first out in the 8th inning. First baseman Ethan Wood is one of 3. As the All-Star steps to the plate for the 4th time. Out of Vandergrift High School in Texas, taking on the Abilene Christian right-hander Everett Swaim. Foul ball from Wood to start his at-bat. In 97 at-bats as a freshman at Regis last year, Ethan Wood hit .402 in 33 games. This past year batted .427. Heading into his junior season. 0-1 misses wide from Everett Swaim in his first inning of relief. The third arm to throw after J.J. Martinson follows a 3-inning start from Charlie Decker. Martinson allowed the first 2 runs of the game on 3 hits in the 7th inning. In total, he surrendered 4 hits. This one shot to right field for Noah Cassie. 2 up, 2 down for Everett Swaim to start the 8th inning. Caden Young stepping to the plate next for the Lefties. 0 of 3 in the game to face Swaim, who's retired 2 straight on flyouts to the right side of the baseball field. One to the second baseman, one to the right fielder. Now the righty batting, Caden Young at the dish. The first pitch fastball at 89 miles an hour, low from Swaim for ball 1. One 0 misses wide. 2-0 count against Young. Back in 2023, Everett Swaim had a 1.38 ERA in 26 innings with Bellingham. Was used 4 times as a starter. Came out of the pen 6 times as well. A 5.40 ERA in his second stint in 2024 through 28 in the third. That foul ball from Young will be the first strike for the right-hander. Played last summer in the Northwoods League for 12 1/3 innings. A 5.11 ERA for him there. Two 2-1. Turns 3-1 off another miss on the fastball from Swaim. Began his career at Gonzaga out of Richmond, British Columbia. Spent the 2025 year at Chandler Gilbert Community College before now his last 2 at Abilene Christian. There's a miss outside. That'll be a 2-out walk to extend the 8th inning for the Lefties. To Patterson, who's found some success in the game, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. The lead is 1 for the Lefties. They lead it 2-1 in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Here in the first game of 3 between the Bells and Lefties for a weekend series. This shot out to right field. Cassie initially in, then had to back up on it, and it goes over his head. It's up against the wall. Runner from first being waved all the way home as the relay to the plate is in time on a tag from Lyle. So Cassie cleans it up on the relay from the outfield and keeps the game at just a 1-run difference. What a recovery for the Bells to keep this 2-1, the lead for Port Angeles as we head into the bottom of the 8th. Let's see if the Bells can feed off some of that momentum as we head into the final inning and a half of baseball.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Bottom of the 8th inning in Bellingham, Washington. A 2-1 game with the Port Angeles Lefties leading your Bellingham Bells in the first game of 2 here at the ballpark over the weekend. What a finish to the top half of the 8th inning. Noah Cassie not giving up on the play despite the ball going over his head in right field. Didn't give up, stayed with it, and got that baseball in time to gun down the run at the plate. That was exciting. Let's see if the Bells can feed off of that and try and have some good action as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. Cassie swinging at the first pitch. Back to the catcher, Young, who has it as Zambelli, the relief pitcher, back out for the 8th inning and getting the first out in a 2-3 grounder. Aspen Alexander now up. A big swing on his first pitch that he sees, but it's a long foul ball for strike one. Alexander's 0 of 2, strikeout, fly out, and a sacrifice bunt. 0-1 breaking pitch, missing away to Alexander. Ball and a strike here in the bottom of the 8th. Everyone that comes to the plate for the Bells will be the tying run, down by 1, 2-1 the lead for the Lefties. With Zambelli in his second inning of relief. That's a strike called on Alexander. Zambelli did surrender the 1 run in the 7th inning, so there's been some cracks, but Bells need to find out a way to get the tying run in. Alexander just has to reach out and foul off the 1-2 pitch to stay alive. One-two, rope from Alexander, but foul. One-two to Alexander. Another foul ball from the Bells' second baseman to keep him chugging along with 1 out in the 8th. Zambelli right now in his first innings of work with the Lefties, taking over in a 2-0 game that has turned 2-1 after he allowed the 1 run in the 7th following Keybon's double and the RBI hit from Jake Lyle. This is a ground ball to Sprague, this shortstop running throw. Close play at first, but he's out. And bang, bang there. Good hustle from Alexander, but it will be the second out. Matt Churchill will bat. He's 0 of 2. Matt Churchill with 2 outs batting and taking ball 1 low from Zambelli. That one missing inside to Churchill, now 2-0. Two 0 to the Bells' first baseman. Thought about offering, and on his check swing, they say he doesn't go. So 3-0 start from getting potentially that tying run on base for Dylan Moss. Man on deck for Bellingham, and a 2-1 deficit for the Bells. Bottom 8. 2 out pitch misses, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Churchill. Dylan Moss searching for his first hit, 0 of 2 with a walk. He is the go-ahead run. One home run for Moss this year, 14 RBI. As the Stanford catcher takes a ball 1 in from Zambelli. Churchill gets his lead off of first as the tying run. A pickoff throw to the bag where he's at. Churchill does have 1 steal on the year. They throw over again to first base. That a low throw that Zambelli is lucky that the first baseman Wood kept in front of him. If that's a wild throw, Churchill could end up in scoring position as the tying run. Now a 1-0 to Moss is a breaking pitch out to left field. A 2-out knock for Moss has runners at first and second base. 101 miles an hour off the bat of Moss on a blaring single, the 7th of the game for the Bells. And Tyler Peschke trying to snap the 0 for 3 skid for him. Maybe it won't be against Zambelli, though. Donald Bray, the head coach, is out for the Lefties. For now, it looks like he's staying in the game, though. Lefties do have some movement in their bullpen. But for now, it looks like the head coach, Donald Bray, is just out there to chat it up. Lefties are coached by head coach Donald Bray and assistants Adrian Leonardo Alvarez Jr. and Tanner Knapp. So it is just a mound visit for Zambelli after the walk-in single. Coach Bray giving his guy a chance to get a breather. See if he can finish the 8th inning strong. 2 men on. The tying and go-ahead runs on base for Bellingham for Tyler Peschke. Churchill's walk and Moss's single have those important runs on as this one gets away from the catcher Young, and up to third and second go the runners. Now the tying run 90 feet away. The go-ahead run in scoring position on the pass ball. Peschke needs a big swing with 2 outs to come in the 8th inning. This is the chance for Bellingham. Runner at third and second. You got to at least tie the game, you think. Bottom of the 8th inning. Steal the momentum of the game away, Peschke. Foul ball and his strike 1. 1 ball and a strike. Peschke, 14 runs driven in 29 games with Bellingham on his 23 hits. Zambelli set for a 1-1. Peschke fouls away the breaking ball for strike 2. That slider left over the heart of the plate, but Peschke couldn't punish it the same way that Dylan Moss did for his single. Now Peschke down to his last strike in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 ball game with the Bells trailing. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at second. 2 down for the shortstop. Up and in to Peschke for ball 2. Here's a 2-2. Sprayed away foul off the right side. Peschke stays alive, and he'll see another throw from Zambelli. Two. Peschke off the inside of his bat, flaring it out to right, but Daniels is right there to grab it. Runners left on base in scoring position, the story of the game for Bellingham, and we go to the 9th inning. Bells trail the Lefties 2-1.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd and Black.
Into the ninth inning in Bellingham, and we've got a narrow 2-1 ball game with the Port Angeles Lefties leading your Bellingham Bells as Everett Swaim is back out for his second inning of relief following a clean eighth inning where he retired his first two batters, gave up a walk and then a double to Patterson. But on that same double, Young, who had walked, was trying to advance home. Noah Cassie to Aspen Alexander to Jake Lyle got the out at home plate and kept us in a one-run ball game. Unfortunately, Bells couldn't tie or take the lead in the eighth, so now it's Everett Swaim hoping to push this game to the bottom of the ninth and have it just be a one-run difference, a manageable difference at least. Everett Swaim will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters here for the Lefties. Moore will do the leading off. Switch hitting outfielder is 1 of 3 with a single and a run scored. He's struck out twice. First pitch of the ninth is popped up by Moore, shallow left center. It's Keebon calling off Peschke as the center fielder makes the play for the first out in the ninth inning. Matosic now will be up for the Lefties. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Singleton scored in the 2-run 7th inning. The center fielder will face Everett Swaim for the first time. 1 out bunt back to the pitcher, Swaim. He'll field it himself. A throw low to Churchill. And the runner is safe, so not bunting for a hit, but bunting for an error. That's an error on Swaim. Gamble now will come up after delivering what is the biggest swing of the game, his 2 RBI double in the 7th. Official scorer tossed the error actually on the first baseman, Churchill, dropping the ball. So it's an E3. Either way, a man at first for the Lefties. Campbell 1 of 3 in the game. 0-1 from Swaim. Breaking pitch, foul tip for strike 2. Swaim, the third arm to go in the game. Decker got us started for 3 scoreless innings. Martinson tossed the next 3 scoreless, but surrendered 2 runs in his 4th inning. Scoreless 8th inning from Swaim. Now an 0-2 count with 1 out in the 9th against Campbell. Pickoff throw goes to first base where the runner Matosic is safe. Oh, and 2. Here's Swaim's 1 out. This shot to center field. Keebon heading back for it. Has to turn his head, and good job tracking the ball in center field. Second straight put out for Keebon in the outfield. Now with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, it'll be the bottom of the order hitter Brady Sprague for the Lefties, working off of back-to-back strikeout appearances for him at the plate, but overall 1 of 3 after having a single in the 3rd. 2 men down on flyouts from Swaim. Man at first from the E3 on the bunt that Matosic laid down to get on base. First pitch fastball is strike 1. 87 miles an hour from Swaim. Three-time Bellingham Bell working here in the 9th. As he delivers an 0-1. Chopper to Tyler Peschke, the shortstop. He'll take the easy underhand toss to Alexander at second. That sends us to the bottom of the ninth. 2-1 the lead for Port Angeles. Bellingham looking for a comeback walk-off win if they can either tie or take the lead in the next frame when we return.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Bottom 9 in Bellingham, and a 2-1 lead for the visitors. The Port Angeles Lefties hold the 2-1 advantage over your Bellingham Bells in the first game of 3 over the weekend series here in the West Coast League. Dom Miller going to take over, looking for his first save as a Port Angeles Lefties. In fact, no Port Angeles pitcher on the active roster has a save. Of course, the low win total for them factoring into that. They have just 7 wins on the year and 25 losses, but Dom Miller looking to earn that first save. He'll face Dominic Keybon, Jaden Jackson, and Jake Lyle. Keybon taking strike 1 to start the inning. He doubled with a run scored in the 7th, the only Bellingham Bell to touch home plate safely so far in the game. Pops it up left side. This one playable for Campbell, the third baseman, nearing the fence, but it just gets up to the netting. And no out gained, just a strike. Dom Miller with the Lefties yet to allow a run. 2 2/3 innings pitched. And over that stretch, just 1 hit against him. It was a double. This is only his second appearance of the summer out of Wenatchee Valley College. 0-2 is the count on Keybon, who pokes away another foul ball to stay alive. Bells are down to their final 3 outs here in the series opener against the Lefties. The 0-2, a bouncer to the second baseman, Feltus. That'll be the first out on a grounder from Keybon. And Dom Miller and the Lefties are a step closer to a victory, something that they haven't done when facing Bellingham this summer. 6 losses for the Lefties when facing Bellingham. Jaden Jackson now bats with 1 out. Bells need a spark. Miller with that sidearm delivery coming in for ball 1. It's 82 miles an hour wide to Jackson. That fastball caught the edge for strike 1. Jackson is 1 of 4 with an RBI knock. That one inside off the breaker that Jackson let fall. And for good reason, it goes in the dirt for ball 2 on the left fielder. Jackson, awkward swing for strike 2. Indecisive on his try from the fastball outside. It wasn't the pitch he was guessing. Now in a 2-2 count. Needs to shorten up and deliver something here for Bellingham. Gets a foul ball off to stay alive, and he'll see another pitch coming from Dom Miller. Lefties have lost their last 3 straight games. Being swept by The Wenatchee Apple Sox now here against Bellingham. Jackson gets a base hit as it goes up the middle. And it's a one-out single in the ninth that puts the tying run aboard for Bellingham. And Jake Lyle now is the winning run. Lyle in 2 seasons with Loyola Marymount University, 3 home runs. Here in this West Coast League summer with the Bellingham Bells, Lyle has delivered 4 of them. He's the winning run. Tying run at first in Jaden Jackson and an inside miss to Lyle. That's where the fastball has missed for Dom Miller so far. It was away from the lefty Jackson, but inside to the righty batting catcher, Jake Lyle. Pickoff throw to Jackson at first. He's back safely. Double play ends it for the lefties. Home run ends it for the Bellingham Bells. Something in between keeps us rolling here in the ninth. 1-0 as Lyle takes the low fastball. Lyle with a pair of hits, both singles. He's 2 of 3 with an RBI. LMU sophomore headed into his junior year. First year in Bellingham as Jackson goes. Throw down from Young goes into center field. Jackson, though, is going to stay at second base as he was sliding in, and he'll be safely in scoring position. So since there's no advance from Jackson, no error on the catcher Young, although it was a bad throw. Now the tying run in scoring position with only 1 out for Lyle, and a base hit can tie the game. With Jackson's speed, Young also has to make sure he's blocking everything behind the plate. Lyle, a bouncer to the shortstop Sprague. The shortstop with a throw in time to first. It's a productive out from Lyle that moves the tying run 90 feet away. But it is the second out. The Bells down to their last out. The bat in the hands of Nate Johnson. Bellingham tonight, 10 runners left on base. 6 of those runners have been in scoring position. They trail 2-1. Go-ahead run at the plate and Nate Johnson, tying run at third. Dom Miller an out away from his first ever save as a lefty. Johnson swings the first pitch and golfs it out high to left center field. Moore backing up for it, and he has the grab for the lefties to earn the win. Jackson left at third base as the tying run, and the lefties take game 1 of the series here in Bellingham. After 6 losses up to this point, that's the first of the year for the lefties when facing off against the Bellingham Bells. And it comes in a 2-1 game where Bells had 8 hits. They had base runners. Couldn't cash them in. Couldn't get the big hit they needed. And Port Angeles takes the first of 3 here in Bellingham. We've got a 6:35 start time for you tomorrow between the lefties. A post-game concert here at the ballpark right now, so we'll take you through the quick stats and then get you out of here. The Bellingham Bells drop it. When you look at the box score for them, the highlights come from Jake Lyle going 2 of 4 with an RBI. Jaden Jackson 2 of 4 with a stolen base. Nate Johnson picked up a hit. Noah Cassie had a hit. Dylan Moss was 1 for 3. Romanick Keon went 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Pitcher-wise, it was Charlie Decker, 3 scoreless frames. 4 innings pitched from J.J. Martinson. He earns the loss after giving up the 2 runs. So Martinson now 2-3 on the season after getting that loss. The win going to the starter, Xander Cipher, that's his first win of the year. And then the save going to Dom Miller, that is his first of the summer as well. Lefties get just their 8th win of the year and are now 8-25. They hand the Bellingham Bells their 14th loss. The Bells 20-14. The stats for the Port Angeles Lefties: 1 of 4 for Ethan Wood, 3 of 4 for Garrett Patterson. Sam Moore was 1 of 4 with a run scored. Matt Matosic was 1 of 4 with a run scored. Caleb Campbell delivered the 2 RBI double. That was the difference. That was his lone hit. Brady Sprague got a hit as well. We mentioned the winning pitcher, Xander Cipher, who tossed 6 frames of scoreless baseball. Tomorrow, 6:35 the start time. Firework night here at the ballpark. We'll see you then after a 2-1 loss here in Bellingham to the Lefties.